What do Trump's tariffs mean for high-ticket dropshipping? That's kind of the million-dollar question at the moment. And in this video, I'm going to break down what we know now and what my own speculation on the matter is. Just to be clear, I'm not an economist. I'm no more qualified to talk about this than really any of you. I'm reading the same news and I'm regurgitating a lot of the same information that you guys are reading. But I'll just kind of give you my 2 cents on how I think this affects a business that I am actively doing myself and actively helping others do. So welcome back to the channel, everybody. If you are new, subscribe for the most objective and straightforward high-ticket dropshipping content on YouTube. If you are someone that is serious about doing this yourself, I have an online course where I will show you step-by-step how I do this, or I will actually build your business for you. From choosing a niche to running Google Ads, I will build your business for you and hand it off to you once it's up and running. So if you're interested, link is in the description below. So what do Trump's tariffs mean for us as high-ticket dropshippers or aspiring high-ticket dropshippers, if that is what you are? It's hard to say definitively. There are theories about what the intent is behind the tariffs, and that's not really what I'm here to comment on. It could be to bring U.S. manufacturing back on shore. It could be as a bargaining chip, although it becomes clearer every day that the Trump administration isn't really up to bargaining, although just yesterday, as I'm recording this, the European Union proposed a 0-for-0 tariff situation, so maybe that's where this thing is heading. There's also the theory that it's to intentionally crash the stock market and force people into bonds, to raise the price of bonds and lower the payments of bonds, to lower the U.S. debt. And so all of these could be true at once. It doesn't really matter what the intent is behind the tariff regime. What we know now and what we can be certain of, the only thing we can be certain of, is that there is uncertainty in the markets. We've had one of the worst weeks in the markets in the past century. And whether this is short term, whether this is long term, it's really hard to say. What we know in the short term is prices are probably going to be going up. They already are going up and it's not equally distributed across the board. It kind of depends on the industry, kind of depends on what it is that you're buying, but the supply chain of so many different products is so convoluted that it's hard to even know where it begins and ends as far as this inflation that we're about to experience. So what does that mean for high-ticket dropshipping? What does that mean for us as high-ticket dropshipping business owners or aspiring high-ticket dropshipping business owners? It really depends on the industry that you're in. So if you're in an industry like golf simulators or saunas or fitness equipment or sofas, stuff that people want but don't need, you're going to see a slowdown in spending. As far as the totem pole of people affected by a recession goes, or a slowdown in the economy, at the top of the totem pole, I mean, it pretty much goes on a spectrum of least wealthy people to wealthy people, and then businesses and government agencies at the bottom, as far as who will be affected the most or the least. So, the lowest earning people, the poorest people, will be the most affected on average by a recession, as far as what they choose to buy, what they choose to spend money on. Then the middle class, then the upper middle class, top 10%, let's call it, and then businesses and governments. And so if you're in a niche, let's say the middle to upper middle class, where people are buying saunas for their homes, people are buying fitness equipment for their homes or golf simulators, you're probably going to see a slowdown in spending. Even though it takes a while for that trickle down to happen, even high earning people, even high spenders, are going to withhold their cash in times of uncertainty in the markets. And so people are just naturally going to be buying less golf simulators for their homes. They're going to be like, well, we should probably wait a year once we, get out of this very clear economic uncertainty at the moment. But if you are in an industry that is very need-based, B2B, B2G, and these entities, these businesses, these governments, or even these, private residences that need these products to get something done, to perform a job, to, do their job, they're not going to stop buying products that they need in order to run a business or to do a project. They're not just going to put their businesses on hold. In fact, that's probably the last thing that they want to do. Now, they're probably going to try, businesses, I can speak from my own experience. Businesses naturally try to get leaner with their spending in times of economic uncertainty, and when there's rising prices from inflation, rising manufacturing costs, all of this stuff. But they still need to buy products. They still need to buy stuff that actually helps them run their business. And so that's why, years ago, in my experience with high ticket dropshipping, I completely shifted my whole mindset and my whole approach to this thing to just need-based products, because those are the products that are going to withstand a recession. Those are the products that are, no matter what the economy is doing, going to be so consistent and so level. So as far as how it affects high-ticket dropshippers, if you're not in an industry like that, you're just naturally probably going to see a slowdown in spending, at least in the short term. We don't know how long this thing is going to be prolonged. We could get the stock market is so volatile right now that we can get a tweet from President Trump on whatever that platform is, True Social, and it will move the NASDAQ, a couple points. So we don't know where this thing is going to go. We might get news about China, trying to negotiate at this point next week. We don't know where this is going. It's hard to tell if these tariffs are actually going to be in place 6 months or a year from now. If the U.S. is bluffing, it doesn't really seem like they are, or if they're trying to call the rest of the world's bluff. We just don't know. But all you and I can do is sit back and watch. We have no control over it. All we can control is our businesses. And the biggest thing, especially if we're just getting started, that you can control that will influence your business the most is choosing a proper industry. And in times like this, you don't know when it's going to happen. It could be today, it could be tomorrow, could be 5 years from now. You don't want to choose a trendy, hot product that is totally discretionary spending based, like luxury stuff or golf simulators, all the stuff that I just listed. I am a firm believer that you will have your highest chance of success in uncompetitive, decent search volume, need-based industries, B2B, B2G, and even if there's a mix of private residences in there with need-based products, that's even better. So I'll probably continue to make videos about this kind of current affair as time goes on. We just have kind of limited knowledge at this point about what this thing's actually going to turn into over the course of the coming months. So let me know what I left out in this video. I'm sure I left out a lot. Again, I'm not an economist. I'm no more qualified to talk about this than any of you watching. That's just kind of my 2 cents based on what I've read over the last week in the news. So let me know in the comments what you want me to talk about next. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit the like button, all that good stuff. It helps me out. And we will see you guys in the next one.